Now I have a magic bullet.
Yes, I do think we are going to take our quick partway music break, which it feels like we're saying goodbye to friends here, which is sad. But we will be back.
We will be back, yeah. Don't go away.
We'll be back in less than a minute. Just don't cry.
Yeah, he needs to take a breath.
I need to take a breath. Okay, so enjoy this music and we will be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show. I put some enthusiasm with that. Oh god, are we...
Oh man, now it's not going to work.
The Mask Guy. Welcome to the Captain Fizz and the Mask Guy show. Yes!
So...
Did that even work?
if you guys could actually hear that, that was...
Howard Finkel, who was at the Legends of Wrestling convention this past Saturday. We actually got an opportunity to get him to announce us and our show. We really need to get this hooked up somehow so we can go up and have this like on our show every week.
See, yes, I fully agree. That was an awesome experience. I believe I threw money at you and slapped your butt to get us up there. Well, get you up there and then you grabbed
I
me.
dragged your ass up there. I mean,
Yeah, it felt awkward. Like I'd being pulled backwards by my butt cheeks.
Shut up.
And
My
I don't know. Finkel was like staring at me like I was a cheeseburger. It was a really.
It was an awesome experience. I should actually go off and post every single time that that Howard tried to go off and do an announcement because it was hilarious.
I got a few myself.
If you go on, if you follow, check us on Twitter, Fizzmash at Fizzmash Show. There's actually one of the outtakes on there. It's kind of hilarious.
And excuse my look when I was pretty much bawling my eyes off. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm really not sure if he was intentionally messing it up or it was.
I think he was calling you at one point. He was calling you the Fizz Masked Man or something like that.
Somehow, the two of us were absorbed into one super being. And we were Fizz Masked Man.
Oh, so it's kind of like fusion from Dragon Ball.
Absolutely. So I think it was really awesome. This was a weekend that I'm really glad we were able to take part in. My feet say otherwise. I'm still recovering.
Your feet. I have really terrible heel spur in my left foot. I was in agony at points, but
I legitimately felt like I pulled my groin. It was the most awful feeling, but unfortunately, this is only the start of our season, and I'm already I feel like I need to go for 10 hours in the gym just to get ready for the next convention.
It was crazy. But it was a great experience. Howard Finkel, I think might have been my favorite person to converse with. He was so polite.
He gave me a hug.
So he was really, he was very warm. He went off in everyone else. They didn't even ask us our names, and that's not necessarily a bad thing or anything. But he actually took time to, as he's signing autographs, to actually talk with us. And I mean, I had
a few ask my name and then laugh at me when I pulled my Saskatchewan Rough Rider hat on.
Yeah, that was interesting. Okay, as if you've been a long time listener of our podcast, you're well aware that Captain Fizz is a fan of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Of course, we are here in Winnipeg, which is the home of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, the only team that has not won the Grey Cup. Since 1993, I believe every other team has won it at least twice.
Yeah,
since
and
that point.
I was the genius while meeting two players from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Unfortunately, I left before I could meet the guy who I absolutely wanted to do this to, which I think the reaction...
Troy Westwood would have been great.
It would have been.
He's the one who actually came up with the name of the Banjo Bowl, which is...
the greatest rivalry between the Riders and the Bombers ever. So I basically, in the middle of the picture, I decided I was going to pull on my Saskatchewan Roughriders toque next to a Winnipeg Blue Bombers. We are, of course, rivals. Chris Walby, who is legitimately like 6'8". I mean, he's... and probably weighs upwards of 300 pounds. It could probably crush you with his bicep. The moment he saw the hat on, it was like someone had punched him in the face. He literally took my nephew pushed my nephew in between the two of us and refused to stand next to me. And throughout the whole convention, every time that he was walking past me or I walked past him, and I made sure I went out of my way to kind of, heckle him a bit. I was known as that Rough Rider fan.
Weem, you are a sick, perverted person. You know that?
This show is rated definitely not E.
Not E for anyone. It's maybe rated T for teens.
Yes,
I don't know.
We're not quite vulgar, but not quite innocent.
We're never innocent. What are you talking about?
We're the teen show.
We are. But of course, on top of there being Trevor Kidd was there, and he went off and he was one of two of the sports athletes who went off and just gave my son a free autograph with.
Who can say no to your little guy?
Trevor Kidd, though. I mean, Trevor Kidd is pretty freaking awesome.
He is.
So I mean, I wasn't even there to see any of the Bomber players or any of the hockey players, but I mean, they were some of the nicest guys there. The person I was most excited to go off and see was Bobby the Brain Heenan. For those guys who aren't aware, of course, Bobby the Brain Heenan was one of the greatest minds in professional wrestling. He would come, especially when he was doing color commentary, he'd come across as an idiot. But the truth is he was very quick. He was extremely witty, and his regular partner Grell Monsoon would oftentimes throughout the broadcast say, "Will you please stop it?" And what the reason for that wasn't because Bobby Heenan was making mad. It was the complete opposite. He was trying not to laugh because all Bobby Heenan was trying to do was trying to make him crack up. And so, I mean, the guy, he had throat cancer several years ago. The cancer then went into his jaw, and if you've seen recent pictures of Bobby, he has lost the bare part of his lower face to cancer. But the mind is extremely sharp still. It was a pleasure to go off and to meet him. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard as well. And why are you waving at me? What are you guys talking about?
No. I'm actually kind of offended because, here you're bringing up Bobby Heenan.
The Weasel, Bobby.
Okay, no. And you're talking about how great his mind is, and yet you failed to even acknowledge the greatest interaction that this guy did during the entire convention.
Are you talking about my son went off and gave
Absolutely.
the son? Okay, so my son went off, who was all of 3 years old, went off and he gave, he was going around just giving everyone the thumbs up. And he gave Bobby the thumbs up, and Bobby Heenan flipped him the bird. and maybe if my son had been a couple years older, it would have ticked me off. But because my son doesn't really understand, and
I don't think Bobby intentionally did it. I think it was something didn't exactly go from the hand to the brain.
Oh, he does that all the time. I've seen pictures. He goes off and he uses the fact that he can't talk, very well to go off and just say, "Hey, this is how I go up and drink, pal."
Regardless who it was to, it was by far the greatest interaction I saw. That was priceless.
It was very cute. Fortunately, because of my son's limitations with his fingers, he was not able to go off and to imitate Bobby Heenan.
Which would have been awesome. And
it would not have been awesome. Man, how am I supposed to go off and explain this to his grandparents that my son suddenly knows how to flip the bird? Well, blame it on Bobby Heenan.
Hey, would you rather blame it on the great Bobby Heenan or some random stranger downtown or his uncle?
Okay, first off, I think Uncle Fizz is going to be, a bad role model for him, in the future. And I may have to cut you off at some point. No, probably not.
It's not my fault. Your son and I wanted to go girl hunting, so I stole your son. We walked around the convention flirting with girls. He did better than I did.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on. How can you compare to the lady killer that my son is?
Uncle
Fizz, he's a real ladies' man. All the ladies just swoon over him.
Just wait till he starts flipping them off. So that was one of the greatest moments. There was so much about this convention that was absolutely amazing, and as you could hear in our voices, we are still livid about it. Like this,
it was so many great experiences. Meeting Ricky Dragon Steamboat, I got to meet the Grappler. And Weem and I actually talked about this over the weekend. Beat me if you can. Loaded boot and everything. We have to try to get a hold of him. He's actually, after some conversations, has shown some interest in actually joining us on the podcast. I'm just going to lay that out there. So, I'm really hope we're able to put that together.
Keep in mind, none of this is 100% confirmed
100%
yet, but it is something we are pursuing in the near future.
Yeah. I got to meet Baron Von Raschke, who was one of my favorite wrestlers when I was a kid. I have actually went off and explained to our manager in training, who Captain Fizz's nephew, as well as to my son, that the reason why I give them the claw hold is because of Baron Von Raschke. Leaping Lanny Poffo was there, and I actually was able to have a picture taken with him wearing Macho Man Randy Savage's WWE Hall of Fame ring, which I thought was a huge honor. I know that that ring pretty much got passed around. Like, no, I'm not gonna go there. No, I am a father. I need to go off and try to keep PG as much as I can, but I just say it got passed around quite a bit.
Like a Transcona hooker.
Okay, I'll let you go there. I'm trying to be on my best behavior, but it's still, to me, it was a big honor. Just to have been able to see all these people. I mean, again, this was like reliving my childhood, to see Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, to be able to have a picture taken with them, holding up the four fingers, it was, I mean, this, was, to me, I guess, the start of the season, because I didn't go to HorrorCon. It's not something I'm really interested in, so this was absolutely huge for me. And I can honestly say Danny Warren, who, of course, wrestles professionally as Danny Dugan, and to CWE, who are responsible for putting on the convention, thank you so much. This was awesome. I can't wait to see how you guys top this off next year. And I'm not sure how else, where else to go with this. Yeah. It's pretty good. Again, we need to figure out how to go up and upload, Howard Finkel's introduction on here, so I don't have to come on here every week and try to come up with some witty, openings for shows. All we have to do is just push the damn button, have Howard go off and introduce us, and I can sit back and, save my energies for trying to do the social media stuff.
And you were talking about this is technically the start of your season. For me, it's kind of, I think it's the third one already. I was at the Mini KeyCon, and then I went to HorrorCon, which was awesome, and then now, Legends of Wrestling. Next weekend, we got Icon Winterfest. Unfortunately, we both realized yesterday that we actually missed out on a brand new convention, which is out in Winkler, their first ever convention, and it's awesome.